push the chair back.
Okay. Hello. Are we here?
Happy New Year! Okay, scooch.
Can we see?
Scooch.
Can we see us?
Well, I see you.
Yeah.
And like my ear. If I move your phone away from your grasp, is that going to be?
Yep.
Do you want to put it over there?
Yep. Oh dear. Okay.
I know, right? I asked before I did it. But yay, it's 2023.
Yeah. A fine Sodol to you all. Let me make sure. And isn't it nice? Because it's been so stormy and rainy and dark past couple of days, but for some reason it brightened up just for the live stream.
And when he says just for the live stream, what he means is it was downpouring all morning.
Yeah.
To the point where I was working at this computer this morning, and it was so dark, like it was almost the light from the computer was too bright for me because it was just so dark in here. And so it's kind of bizarre. Oh no, we had a little dipsy-do there in service. It did its little wheelie thing. So
it's also showing weird. You see what I mean?
What?
Oh, no, it's not. It's just...
Oh, okay. It's just you. Hey, Carl.
Say you, say me. Oh no, I don't like that. Let's
And hello to everyone. Ragdoll, Happy New Year to you too. Hi, all. And Miles dropping another yins on us. I love your yinses.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Anime fan, I'm always excited to see how you change up our names. Today it's Jassafras and Conlang Kid. Gonna say it.
Conlang Sid.
You sure about that? What if it's a kid?
Like in Sid, you know, the character in Final Fantasy.
No.
You got to be up on things.
I don't know such things.
You got to be up on things. All right.
Okay. Yeah. I'm ready. I'm really not ready. I don't know what we're doing today beyond you doing orthography stuff. I'm ready to announce poll results, which is up on the screen. I would say David put it on the screen, but I did.
Yes. So today's poll was kind of revisiting a certain issue that we had. So we have, in our language, we have 6 protovowels, right? We have a, o, and ah, and that's it. Now, in our modern language, we have more vowels than that. We've gotten rid of the central vowels, and so now we have a, e, u, o, ah. Right? Yeah. Anyway, and then we also have the 2 nasal vowels.
I was reading the chat, and so I didn't hear the first part of the listing, and so when you said right, I was like trying to backwards remember all the vowel sounds you just said, and I don't think I made it back.
It's all
I
good.
hope you're right.
It's all good. So anyway, the reason that this eventuated is because I did something offline that I thought would be really boring, and so I wanted to take care of, which is very important though, which is how you type the darn font. And so that involved creating some code, and Jesse, you give me a shout if some of this isn't on screen. It looks like it is. This code
looks all on screen to me.
This code is very small, so it's going to be hard to read. But basically what it entailed was saying substitute this by this, right? Very, very small. I know that you can barely read it.
Yeah.
And so it's the part that makes the font work, right? And so I did that, and I came across a couple of discoveries. Number one is we can't actually write the romanization directly into the font and get it to work. And this is because we have a unique character for kh, which we spell K-H. And we also have an orthographic sequence, K-H, which is pronounced kh. And so that means we can't spell kh with K-H without having to resort to kind of extraordinary means. In other words, like adding in an escape character that says, all right, I'm typing a K here, but I'm going to escape it, so please leave the K there so that when I type the next H, it doesn't actually merge with the previous K to produce the unique H character. So for that reason, I decided to spell H with X.
And he's very happy about
it's IPA value. I'm disgusted by it, obviously. But, I really didn't want to do that because it's not a part of the romanization. And it's, a little bit counterintuitive, I think, for English speakers. But it's like, it was either that or adding an escape character, and I didn't want to add an escape character. So that was one thing that I discovered. Another thing that I discovered was that we have this vowel situation where we have, essentially, I'll just put this up.
Yeah.
We had 3 vowel characters, proto-schwa, proto-e, and proto-u. And proto-schwa, outside of vowel harmony situations, so just when it's by itself, became e everywhere. Proto-e became e in that same context. And proto-u also became e, so they merged. Which left us with these 3 characters that we wanted, because we wanted to come up with the characters at an earlier stage, but have kind of a rewrite, so it was a more modern orthography. Okay? And so what that meant was one of these characters was going to have to go. And it could have been either of them, which would have forced respelling. But basically we had 2 ways to spell E, 2 ways to spell E, and no sound schwa. All right, so initially, what I think we kind of, I don't know, I decided on a bit haphazardly was that we would get rid of this middle character, the one that looks like a backwards S, which was proto-e, and it just wouldn't be present in the orthography at all anymore. It would only show up for U, right here. And by the way, I also discovered we haven't done these characters, so we need to do those too. Mm. But we have these 3 characters where we've taken an O, which is a C-looking character, and kind of merged it with these 3 characters, in fact, to produce O, U, and U. All right? So anyway, as I was doing this, I didn't feel super comfortable with having designed this whole backwards S and doing nothing at all with it. And so I decided to revisit the question, especially now that we have visuals to look at. Because ultimately, you could get rid of any one of these 3.
Yes.
And still be okay. We could also have a semi-historical orthography, like Spanish does, and keep them all. And in this case, you would spell, basically, it's only the first syllable, I think, where it would be relevant. If it's pronounced E, but historically it was E, you'd write the middle E character. Otherwise, you'd write E. And then presumably everywhere else you'd just do E, or we can have a little discussion about that. I say that this isn't as historical as, for example, Wokutiji, where it's just like you have to know how this character was spelled basically when there were still codas and there was no tone, and it's just like absolutely bananas. It's like Spanish, where when you hear a word that begins with a vowel, you need to know if it begins with a vowel or you need to know if it begins with H, because it could be either.
True.
And it's only there for, the H is only there for historical reasons. Same thing outside of Spain when something is spelled with a Y or a double L. Again, only for historical reasons. They're pronounced exactly the same way. So that's why Spanish isn't like, perfect, just completely phonetic. It's still a little irregular. Just not as irregular as something like French or English or Irish. So anyway, that was the question before us. And so then the poll.
And the poll was tight.
And it went back and forth over the week.
It was very tight. It ended very, very close. But coming in last place was the one that you can see on the screen was the lowest.
Okay.
the get rid of e, e, e,
Yeah.
e.
And
I can't do it like you do. E,
which one?
e, e.
The barred I or
Yeah.
just regular E?
Oh God, see, you can't even tell.
No.
Barred eye.
Okay, so E and then
E.
So it's high like schwa, so it's like but raise your tongue. It's a little too front. The way I heard it described to me, believe it or not, in Linguistics 5
nasally.
in the fall of 2000, was it's like the second vowel in chicken.
The second vowel in chicken.
Yeah, if there's a vowel there and it's not a syllabic nasal. That's the barred I. So
I think
think
mine
about
is
holding
too
that.
much of a syllabic nasal to have anything. Chicken. No wonder it's always nasal. Okay. Anyway, so that did not work, but we're keeping it. We're keeping that final whoopsie do over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk to be seen, Brian. Anyway, okay, so that one came in last, and that was a good call. This is a really widely used shape, really easy to draw. Okay.
In third place was get rid of A.
This one.
The backwards S, I believe, is A. Correct? Yeah. The second. Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right.
That one, and by a lot. I don't want to destroy your anticipation here. Just in case you're wondering, the loser, the fourth place option, only had 2 votes. This one only had 7 votes for get rid of A.
Okay.
So it came down to get rid of which is the schwa,
this one,
or keep them all. And this is where it got very, very close. And the winner of the 2 is, I can do that, is get rid of the schwa. Get rid of it. By 1 vote.
By one vote.
So keep them all was very, very close. But then, yeah, get rid of schwa lost by, or won rather by 1 vote.
Wow. Okay, I have to say, visually, just looking at these, this is the worst one. So I agree. But let's see. Get rid of schwa, use historical E for E. So in other words, all right, there's going to be something, yeah, really. There's going to be, so essentially, I think what's going to happen is that this E vowel is still going to be there. Speakers are going to notice that it's rising up to E, and so they're effectively going to respell it themselves. And so E is going to remain. E is going to be for E across the board, and this character is going to be deleted. Now, it's still present. Here, I actually will come back to that in a second, but it's still present because, of course, we have the upside down version for something. I forget what.
Well, if you move the mouse, won't it tell you what you assigned it to? A?
A.
Ah.
Ah, yes. So that's ah. And it's going to be present for O with the extra thing. But yes. Yeah, so then, all right, we will move forward with that. I will put this character on schwa, sarkage, and it will just be color. It will just be a historical character. All right, good deal. Anyway, so one other thing I wanted to just show everybody is we do have another poll going right now for patrons, and that is going to be the,
This is just today's poll, the expansion poll, if you want to open that.
Look at that.
Dun, da, da, da.
The expansion poll. And yes, I used one of our votes for beavers, darn it. But our expansion poll is going to determine the languages that come after the dog language. By the way, I had a new idea for the dog language. I'm very excited.
Well, I mean, it has to go through me because I am in control of the dog language.
Yeah. which of course is not going to have any
Right.
minimal pairs.
I'm gonna put your name on the dog document, not only second, but like in size 6 font. So it's like barely there.
But these are the animals that we will possibly do languages for. Again, for patrons, we just released a podcast going in depth on each of these animals and why they were included. There were a couple of things I wanted to mention in terms of exclusion. Uh,
Yes.
um, so there are other small mammals, true, but it's like you had to make a cutoff somewhere. But there are also larger mammals, it's like the largest mammal we have on here is the wolf. Um, but there's obviously larger that are more relevant for Canada, and you can think of like moose, caribou, elk, deer, and horses, donkeys, bears, polar bears. And the reason that I didn't include those is because these guys, like the small animals, got a little bit bigger, right? But they're all kind of within the realm of possibility in terms of like size-wise, if you imagine them fighting each other. If you imagine like a bear becoming an anthropomorphic bear, like it would just tower over everything else. And like horses, that would be terrifying. I really don't see how that could work. Also, with the hoofed animals, you have to consider like, well, are they going to get hands? Because I mean, it's more believable that these things that already have hands, right, just kind of develop new functionality for their hands. But like getting rid of hooves and turning that into hands is a little bit harder to buy. Anyway, so I didn't want to have to worry about that in terms of gameplay, and I didn't want to think about like the animals shrinking. So it's like some animals grow bigger, but like bears get smaller, so that they're little bears. That would be pretty cute. Didn't want to have to worry about that, so I left those out. And then also for other species, I didn't want to go to other species just yet, though I'm not precluding it. That is like birds and lizards. But I did like the idea of insects getting bigger and becoming fiercer, but not developing sentience. And so that they're kind of beasties that these animals can fight against. Anyway, so.
Also, based on Ock's comment, can you say that word out loud for us?
Coyotes?
Okay, and I think I say it the same way. Coyote.
Oh, some people say coyotes.
Oh, coyote is another, sure. I don't know if there's any other vowel. So like coyote and coyote, I think, are the two biggest pronunciations. But I was trying to think of whether there was another vowel that could technically be in there. Just because Alka was saying that the podcast made them want to know more about how it was pronounced by English speakers.
Well, and I mean, the Spanish pronunciation is coyotes. And so you could say that. And it comes from Nahuatl, doesn't it?
Let me double check that. That's an interesting question. Yeah. Nahuatl. There used to be an L at the end.
Yeah, so instead of it's just like coyote, but you replace the E with an L, and so coyote. And then of course, as anybody's looked at Nahuatl knows, the TL at the end is really just a case marker. Or a possessive marker, right? Basically, it's saying this thing isn't possessed by anything else, and so that's why you see it on the end of everything. So we discussed this last time. We're not in Top Chat, we're in live chat, but due to the way that OBS has changed, I have to put in the URL from the chat, and that's what it displays, and apparently it will only display Top Chat, which is a very strange bug. That we can't seem to fix. Even the URL says live chat on it when we paste it in, and it still shows Top Chat.
It's our own personal beastie.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I like it.
Thank you.
The nice thing is that, we too can absolutely see live chat.
Yeah.
That's great. The unfortunate thing is that it broadcasts Top Chat, and Jesse's confirmed this, to where what you see on the YouTube screen is not what we're seeing right here.
Now, what's super unfortunate is that it tends to target Jonathan the most
Yeah.
because for whatever reason, it's like Jonathan's comments that get cut off, even when Jonathan is typing a perfectly normal thing. And so we're not sure why Jonathan gets targeted that way. And we're
Yep.
very, very sorry about that.
Very strange. Anyway, so this poll's going to be up for a while. I actually didn't put an end for it. I may at some point in time. But it's going to be up for a while. We just want to get some feedback. So, anyway, that is...
David's going to leave it up until beavers are winning. Is that?
It's darn right. But yeah, we went into depth in the podcast. So like some of them, like beavers, river otters, and bats in particular, are going to require changes to game mechanics, which could be exciting and also a little bit challenging. The others will have like interesting language things, but there's a reason for all of them.
Side note, Magpie, your comment made me LOL a little there. But like I hate those CAPTCHA things because I swear on the images I get them wrong to the point where they like keep having to give me new ones because it's like, I don't know, is the traffic light fully in that one, but the pole is, but I can see part of the light. Does that count? Oh, I hate those things.
Yeah, and after you fail 3 straight times, it says, okay, you're probably human, but have you ever seen a crosswalk?
No,
do you know what a crosswalk is?
They then go, hey, how about we change strategies? And they give you something totally different. And I know this because I failed 3 times in a row. And I'm like, I swear. But anyway.
Yeah.
Let's go on. Today's interesting because you have orthography to keep doing.
Yes.
I am finished with what I was doing, and that was eliciting forms to support the rest of our alphabet.
Yeah.
The other stuff I could be doing and need to be doing is just stuff that's not very fun streaming. And that is, dictionary entries, which we have like 3 of.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, no, we so badly need dictionary entries. But that's not exactly something fun to stream, which is why I've been avoiding doing it.
Sure.
So, like, I don't know what else to do, though, that would be productive for the language whilst you're doing... I know, like, none of this is sarcasm. It's...
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
Wow, we've read very little derivation. Well, you could see about creating numbers, coming up with ideas for that, but this is also a place where it feels like there could be some nice productive things happening because we already have precedent for verb stacking, right? That's how we got these. That's how we got these things. And so, like, you could start thinking about verb things like intensives, reversives, repetitives, or other things like that. And think about, are there obvious verbs where it's like, the verb sequence would generally lead to this interpretation. And create some. Okay. You don't have to. There's also numbers. I don't know. Come up with more words. Make sure that we hit all the patron names. It's like we're getting very close to the end.
We are. I don't think we've hit hardly any patron names.
Yeah.
So I guess my question though is like, does that mean we just keep ignoring the dictionary entries? This was a problem we came across in Wokutishu, where we kept not doing dictionary entries, and then suddenly when we were doing Luxembourg, we're looking back going, where are all our words?
I mean, you can do them. It's either way. It's whatever speaks to you,
A nap. A little cups.
Okay, this is A, so I'm gonna... Why are the names below? Is that the way it always is? Are the names always below?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't use FontLab enough.
I thought the names were above. So,
is that a view thing?
I don't know. Like, Does anybody else remember?
I would need to see. I can open it on my computer and see what it shows here, but that's not necessarily going to
Ooh,
help.
there's a scoreboard. Let's see how we're doing. Oh
Wait,
my
just like display scoreboard at the bottom.
That's funny. I don't know. Well, Brian says I think the names have always been below. So let's just trust that that is correct. All right, and where is my eye? I think it's right there.
You have no idea what the scoreboard is for. But I am gonna look.
Totally gonna put the scoreboard back on just to have it. Scoreboard.
Like, is it just yelling scoreboard at you, but only for that moment? Like, I'm waiting for like some 5-4 home team advantage to show up, but I don't see it. And then Caleb is asking if we saw a message on. Oh, it would be on Patreon, not Discord. I was like, I swear I just checked Discord. And no, not yet. At least I haven't. I don't know if David has.
I might have. I think we might have even done it. Done the thing. But I don't remember. You can pull up Patreon and look at the messages. By the way, so these blue characters, by the way, are characters that need to be there because that's the keystroke that we're pressing in order to get something to appear. Same thing. I'm telling you, they were absolutely 100% were not below. They were above. This is driving me crazy. Font window. Cell. Show in cell. Grid line. Caption. There we go. I don't know how that got changed, but I changed it back. Now the names are above, as they should be. My goodness.
Okay, so this message came in yesterday from Caleb.
I didn't get a note about that.
Wanting Troll and Pexter to be, because those are, Caleb's cats.
I did see that.
To be in the language.
I think that's a typo.
Is it trail or trawl?
No, I think it's thrall.
Oh, thrall. Yeah, that's right, because on Discord, I believe I remember seeing thrall.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? I bet because in Sarkeje it's going to have to be thrall.
Well, it couldn't even be that. We can't start anything with a cluster.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We have to figure out how that's going to have to work.
But also, did we do the... I realize we have Nicholas and Heather.
O-E, U-E, and then nasal O and nasal E. Okay, let's start off with this one because I think this is going to be the easiest. This is going to be E.
Sorry, I just had a phone call. Needed to text someone and let them know I'd be available in an hour and a half.
A telephone call?
I did.
At this hour?
At this hour. Can you believe it? We're normally asleep. No, just kidding. But yeah, I don't know why I'm jotting this. I'm thinking, like, I get very, like, I want to jot things down to remember them. But then I don't remember to look at my notes later. Maybe I'll steal this little notepad anyway.
Oh boy, not that one. All right, this one. These one. Okay, wait, but we need this to be straight. So I'm gonna move that to 1642. Yes, just
Is that the scoreboard?
scoreboard.
It's
Bam. Oh,
It makes it big.
yeah. Can we move the scoreboard so people would actually see what I'm doing? Then I wanted to announce it.
Well, I don't know. Like when it's up, can you like click on it and drag it? And can you like pick a pen for me? Any pen. Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
When did we start work on Sarkeje?
I don't remember. It was sometime last year.
And David wins for least helpful response of 2023.
You like that?
We're only 5 days in and you already win the award.
Woo!
Woo, okay.
This is kind of silly. Doesn't even need to be there.
Oh, but I should also be paying attention to chat because Caleb, there we go. Oh, wait, sure. I'll go check that real quick then. I was just going to ask for a follow-up, but let me go check what other message. Oh, thank you, Brian. That was a much more helpful answer.
How do you say these things about me?
Excuse me.
How you say these things about me? Hold on. What? Why is that at 0.4? It's straight. It's not. Why would it do that? Do you see what it's done? How could it do that? This is straight. How could it do that? It's impossible.
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Just a second. I am reading our message here with, I didn't realize, because normally I only see the little icons on Discord very small, and I'm just now seeing what Caleb's is, and it is just so perfect.
What, the dog?
Yeah, but like I couldn't really see.
It always looks like a dog.
But it's a tiny dog. Bigger, it's very cute.
That's not a word I would use to describe a big dog, but they're big. They can't be cute. It's how big things work.
I'm not listening to you anymore. Whoops, I should keep that with as close as we can get to thrall. And then, okay, as close as we can get to Hexter.
I'm happy with this curve because I'm not happy with that curve. That curve is all wrong.
Okay. Oh my.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, perfect.
Who signed off on this curve?
You. Oh, and hopefully Mateus is able to make it today. Now, back here. Thank you, Magpie. Thank you. Goberian Husky. Siberian? Not Goberian? I think it's Siberian.
Maybe it's just big dogs that can't be cute.
Listen. I 100% disagree with you. Obviously, you know that. Oh, Tincture, bye. Stay
Later.
grammar. And Silvertail, that's unfortunate.
The heck is wrong with this thing?
No. It was not a typo. A Goberian Husky is a golden retriever with a husky mix. And a husky mix.
They're just big, ugly dogs that slobber and are kind of dumb.
Oh. Wow. David's name will now be size 2 font in the dog language document and will show up on page 183. Mind you, the document will end on page 94. But his name will be there in size 2 font. Man. But still, that's really weird. That's really weird, Silvertail, that it just didn't show up. But, okay. We unfortunately just did a verb for to cuddle, so we'll have to come up with something else that... Oh, right, Magpie. Well, so I am a dog person, and I'm offended, but Magpie is not even a dog person and is offended. But a verb close to cuddle.
Does this thing need to go? Like, don't worry.
I'm not even worried. I was trying to think of, okay, so we have to hug, to cuddle. Oh. Okay. What if instead of, oh, Miles, that's just horrible. What if instead of to cuddle, we did like to wrap? Because when you think about like cuddling, right? Like oftentimes there's a back spoon and a front spoon. If you've ever heard David's rant on Big Spoon and Little Spoon, the terminology, you can find it on Tumblr, and I hear there may be another rant coming up.
Yeah.
And so there we go. So, okay, so we'll make that something about to wrap. And then let me check the other meanings. And then we're going to work on some forms. We're going to see how to speak. Okay. We actually don't have a verb yet meaning to say or to speak in this language.
Oh.
And that's what Caleb would like for Thrall's name, however we get Thrall in the language. And now to stare at some. But yeah, you're right. We can only... I feel it's important that people know that behind us on the counter is delicious food in a slow cooker that I've now been smelling since about 11 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
I started it at 9 o'clock this morning, but you know, around 11 I could really start smelling it. And it's so good.
Lord, that looks a lot better. It's ridiculous that that looks a lot better, but it looks a lot better. Even though it's so big. There. Looks a lot better. Way better if I did this.
Ooh, Caleb.
Oh my god, it looks even better.
We don't have a verb for to rub yet, and if Pegster loves belly rubs, would you prefer to rub or to wrap?
Good idea.
My spoon is too big, Miles. And yeah, Jake, Roman does not enjoy cuddling, I'll say that for sure.
Sure he does.
Kitty tolerates it.
No, Roman likes it. He just has to be in the mood for it.
And Miles, it's going to be a pulled pork. Right now it's still just pork cooking. But it is a barbecue root beer pulled pork.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be. Oh my gosh, you were so close, Miles, but a Dr. Pepper marinated pork roast. So close. So close. That's amazing. All right.
This is driving me nuts, man.
Logan, hello. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the sounds and try to figure out how we can get. We don't have a proto P. How did we get a P showing up in modern forms?
It devoices after certain things.
That really doesn't help as an initial, huh?
No, it can't be used as an initial. It can't get initial P. It has to be a B.
Right, so poor Pegster now has to be Beck because that's the closest we can get. And then, wait. Can we have stops at the end? I forget. Glad we have little.
Maybe it should be bigger. Maybe it should be bigger. Oh my God. Maybe it should be bigger. Okay. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. And go ahead and.
Okay.
Kind of like that.
Well, make sure there's extra for you, Brian. Actually, I know there's going to be extra because
Shoot.
the how much pork we got will feed the whole family.
Okay, we're gonna have to put another dot.
And Caleb, for Pegster, how do you feel about something like Becker or Becker? Either are. How do you feel about that? Let me type that into chat because David doesn't understand me and he's around me a lot more when I try to pronounce things. And so I'm going to type that into chat, Caleb, calling your attention to it.
I think that's better. But now what I want to do.
And then I need to see what Lexergy says for how that would turn out.
Now what I want to do is this. Oh my yes. Oh my yes. Oh my God.
There's so much yesness coming out of David right now. It's
Does everybody
great.
see what's happening right now? Okay. Okay, now I know that that's straight. I know that I made it straight, but now I'm going to make it unstraight by moving that to curve and moving that to curve. Okay.
How do we keep, if we want to keep the A,
Oh, yeah.
how do we keep it?
If you want,
Be like Becker. If we want to keep that initial syllable as A instead of
put a schwa.
Put a schwa in the initial syllable. Okay. Ooh, okay. So that means okay, so I have another option. And that still ends. Okay, Caleb, I put another option in for you. those all come out the same. Okay. So Caleb, let me know which form you like better, and that will be our verb for, I like to wrap for this particular root just because it's getting a little bit big, and I feel like to wrap could also end up meaning to surround. And I like that.
Okay. I like it.
OZG is asking, how's FontLab for making Hangul style writing systems?
It depends how you mean that. But like I don't see how it wouldn't be good. But it really, like, it depends how you mean that. That's it. That's it. Oh my God, that's so much better.
Nice.
Look at that.
That is nice. All right, Caleb. The second one, it is, so I take this down. That was
Now we're just going
with the
to
schwa.
do
There we go.
something else drastic. What's that at? 250? Okay, now we're going to delete this. See what happens.
Dun, 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 dun.
Perfect.
It's going to go under verbs. Okay.
All right, there we go. Now we're going to delete this. And now we're going to raise this up 6 and deal with the consequences.
Only happy consequences, am I right?
Mostly, actually. Mostly. It's mostly okay. I think that's now going to fix it. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
There was no way we could end up with a theta word initially, right? Like that was something like it was like TH segment or something,
Yes.
right? Like in the middle of a word.
Yeah, so you could
Okay.
you'd have to have an epenthetic consonant.
Okay.
But even so, then you couldn't get that followed by R.
Right, right. But I have some ideas.
Still something a little bony about that. Does everybody see what I'm feeling? It's like a narrow right there. I almost want to, I mean, Bibleridian's going to have my head for this, but I'm going to try doing this. That's it, 500. Not 501. There, 500. Right there. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to raise this. Intriguing. By Calvin Klein.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Right there.
You happy, David?
I think so. think so. Yeah, with EG. Yeah, you can do that. It's not a problem. That is, it's no better or worse than any other font program. There are going to be issues, but it's probably better equipped to handle those issues than most. It's a little flat there, don't you think? A little flat. What happens if I do this? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay. I have some options for you, Caleb, that will be coming your way in a few moments. And there's like so many variations on them.
Dump this here.
And so, you know, be ready.
I'm going to dump that there. And then we got to flip it. Oh, not like that. Make sure that good. And now we go back to this and see if we can graft this onto that. I think we should be able to. Oh,
sorry. Goodness.
It's not flat anymore. Ooh, this will be exciting.
Oh, well, Jake, when you make that decision, DJ? Oh, I don't know. I kind of like DJ if we get some sort of compound going. Yake is also good. But also, if you make a compound, we would need two different forms. We would need a diz and a yake. So you would still get yake in the language. And then having dijik as a kind of secondary benefit of that could be really cool. I think that could be fun. Okay. Caleb.
What the heck do you mean 0.5? What is that? What is that? That's the wrong thing. 9.3. Boop, boop. And now this. Got that Bob Marley song stuck in my head. Guiltiness, rest on that conscience. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think this is gonna need to come out more. Oh boy, I should look at what it used to be, and then what the other thing is. Because essentially, this is what we're trying to do, but have it point up. Oh my.
Okay. All right, so.
That looks good. That doesn't. This needs to be wider. So I think this needs to come out.
Oh, Logan, you're quite welcome. Honestly, as soon as I read the description, I was like, I bet this is what he's talking about. And so um, I went right to it. So I'm glad that was actually it because that makes me feel good. So yay. Okay, so Caleb, when I say so many variations, I mean you can change out essentially any of those kind of vowel consonant combos depending on what you like. For instance, changing out one form of R for another, which is only going to change, whether it comes out as a R or a R. You could also change, like basically any of those forms. You can like switch out the vowels if you want the front vowel versus the back vowel, so on, so on. Yeah. So anyway, let me know kind of which form you like best, and then we can narrow down from there the specifics, whether you want to switch out any of the vowels or the forms of R. But I think that's going to be the closest we can get to thrall.
How is that at 2714? Do you see that? How could that be like that?
Or was it supposed to be?
2713? Goodness gracious.
Waiting for the scoreboard.
This is, honestly, like this is basically just like we're going to Arby's or something.
Embarrassing, David.
Ugh. All right.
Oh, look at those cute little curly cues. Mm-hmm. Do you about have something to celebrate?
I did, but now I'm on something else. So we're gonna have to wait until I'm done with this part. Okay, what's this here? 25.
Okay, George, by the way, David swears, well, I don't know, I think we did find it on one menu somewhere, but David swears that Arby's has a essentially death on a bun sandwich that's like all the meat.
Meat Mountain, look it up.
Meat Mountain, there we go.
Meat Mountain, look it up. I've had it.
No way, they're on vote number 11 now?
Man. They got a long way to go to beat the record of 133, but...
Okay. And then, okay. Caleb, one more question coming your way.
I think I want this. I'm going to put that right there for just a second.
So just checking whether you would like that second syllable. We can get it as ul at the end or al. That's with the umlaut. So you'll either get teral, or taral. And so those are your options there, Caleb.
Initial stress on all of these, by the way.
But I was trying to really stress the pronunciation of that second vowel, but you're absolutely right. Teral or taral. Those are your options there, Caleb.
Where can I believably put this thing?
Oh, good job, Ragdoll. That's exciting. Ragdoll finished all the assignments for a certified crystal practitioner and advanced crystal master. Yeah, McCarthy should have given up a long time ago. There was a limited edition Arby's venison sandwich. Fascinating. Wow. Okay, perfect, Caleb.
I know this looks bad, but don't worry, we're going to fix it. We'll figure out a way to fix it. your family now. So we're stuck.
Who? Me? You? What? Huh?
This thing.
Oh, it's coming together.
Is close.
That is so exciting.
I think it needs to be that close.
Now, Jake, did you have any ideas about what you wanted yick to mean?
Yeah, it's how close it needs to be. It's a little funky doodle. It needs something to rein it in down here. Where's the center?
Um, yeah, you're right, Ragdoll. It'd be interesting. Somebody, Magpie, had said crystal conlang could be really cool, and Ragdoll was saying, you know, you deal with vibrations and frequencies. And if you all haven't read it yet, you should read David's really interesting essay on Fiat Lingua about abstract conlangs.
Yeah.
I lost the word for a second. It's really interesting. I learned a lot about art from that essay because I didn't know those categories of art in terms of like how to actually distinguish them. So that was really cool. Ooh, and George, if you have to go, sorry that we.
If there was anything that I would have
miss
guessed you knew more than me about, it would have been visual art.
Why? Oh, Caleb. Oh, yes, we should also all be calling Caleb Kelp, of course. Since that is. Caleb was saying it's funny
yeah.
we're talking about Arby's after the pick of that receipt.
Yeah, the funny thing was, like, I kind of glanced through that, and it was like that discussion on Discord, and I saw kelp, and I didn't know who it was referring to, and I couldn't figure it out. Like, from kelp, I couldn't figure out what name that could possibly attach to. And now, of course, yeah, Caleb, it makes sense, but that is just hilarious.
Nice. Okay. Oh, Ragdoll, sorry, I missed your initial comment. I must have been looking down when you said that. But yeah, that will be really cool to even just conceptualize how that language would come together for crystal. So very neat. Okay, so Jake, something like pine tree trunk.
Change your mind. I'm the first in line. I'm still free. Take a chance on you.
Did you just realize that you may have gotten us a copyright violation and you stopped singing? Now, see, if I sing, we're not in danger. No one will know what the heck I'm singing. You sing, it actually sounds like the real thing.
Yeah, but I was doing the cover.
Is that right?
I was doing the Yaz cover, which is the first place I heard the song.
Okay. Ooh, Jake liked your essay too. That's right. I remember seeing that you had done that. That is so cool. Oh, hi, Halion. Miles, the dibbly doo on the glyph. This one is the nasal one, right?
No, this is
this is the U.
Yeah.
It's the making essentially A become U and E become E.
Yeah.
E become U. Gosh, yeah. It's the umlaut. Thank you, Brian.
I think that's the closest we can get. I'm not super happy with it, but I might as well celebrate its miserable existence.
Oh, are you ready for that? Now you have two forms of celebration today. Which one would you like first?
I'll take the Go.
Okay. Well, hello, Bib. This is just a test.
Does that mean Bibleridian saw that? Oh, man.
Ooh, an Aquamelon got a
Probably
little book
laughing at me.
called The Art of Language Invention for Christmas.
Oh.
That is exciting.
Cheers. Baba.
Cheers.
That's gonna bug me.
What's gonna bug you?
Look at that character. Kopiko, when you forge ahead anyway.
Is it because the under part here is not where you want it? Okay.
Yep.
I just did something in a Moira Rose style. That makes me happier than it should. Miles thinks I could do an excellent Moira Rose impersonation.
You better do it.
That just really does make me
Viren,
happy.
send us an updated Patreon message if you want to move on to a different word.
Okay. I was looking at Jake's too to see.
I think that, yeah, it doesn't even look good when I drew it. It's so freaky. But we're gonna move on to the next one. We're gonna move on to
Okay.
All right, you. Montreal Expos logo backwards. You're going in. This one feels like it's gonna work. Oh, oh no! What did I do? Oh no. Okay. This one feels like it's gonna work. Gosh dang it! Keep hitting the page down button. Okay, try it again. There we go. Okay. So this thing needs to be about right here. It would fit right in right there, but that's too close. It needs to be right there. So oh, don't do that. Let's not go nuts here.
Okay. So Beery and I just went and checked that, so I got that. And Brian, honestly, it depends on if you like coffee. If you don't like coffee flavor, you may not like it. Also, I feel like whenever we do have KopiCon, we're gonna have to buy buckets of Kopiko and just throw it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you come to KopiCon, you can try one there.
It's actually kind of fun.
And Caleb, you're absolutely right. The cappuccino Kopiko, which David had today, I'm doing the original coffee. It does taste a lot more like a Werther's original than a coffee candy. And I agree, Schitt's Creek is an amazing show.
Oh man,
I binge watched, there we go, it twice in 2022. Not just once, twice.
Okay, what is 632 minus 132? It's 500, right? It's 500. It never works out to something like that. Okay, so then now we just have to put these somewhere in the middle. Let's start at 100 and move on. Okay. Obviously, no good. Going to 200. It's a little better. But you can see we need to get this curve looking nicely. The thing I'm rendering at the moment is covered in fur and my computer is throwing a fit. Well, disk drives aren't made for that, Bitmeridian. I mean, they're really made for disks. You can't just this is what I assume you've done. Taken a mouse, removed its insides, stretched its fur, and are trying to shove it into the disk drive. It's not going to play.
Or going on to Miles' comment, I do believe you have mentioned here that Northern Exposure is required viewing.
I love Northern Exposure.
Which we have been planning on trying to do a rewatch, because I haven't seen it since I was young. Like, I don't think I've seen it since it was actually originally on TV. And so we were going to try to do a rewatch, but, like, we can't find season 1.
Yeah. I need to revisit that, see if the issue has ameliorated itself. I want to just delete this. Can I delete it? Let's see what happens if we delete it.
Beauty happens.
Nope, not quite. Beep.
Well, fix it, David.
Well, the only way to fix that is going to be if we do this. And that's a little shallow, isn't it? See, because this looks great, but that's really shallow, isn't it? Like, we can't get away with that. What would Bibleridian say? Oh.
But Mateus is here.
Huh? Oh,
Yay!
hey. What's your opinion on non-connection letters? Oh, yeah, I mean, it didn't make sense for this. It didn't make sense for this. My God. Mateus, with your hair color, you could be the party rock guy.
So what is that?
Have you seen the party rock video, Jesse? It occurs to me you might not have.
Every party has a pooper. David.
Okay,
Yeah.
you familiar with the song Party Rock?
No, but I was trying to do a Moira Rose and it did not work.
Oh my God.
Trying to get her like, David. So that's one of my favorite quotes of hers.
You're thinking about it.
Every party has a pooper. Okay, anyway.
You know, Party Rock is, Party Rock is in the house tonight.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, see? And it's got a video. It kind of became viral for a bit because you can play Uptown Girl to the video, and it syncs up perfectly.
Okay. First of all, also let me know when you're done with your Kopiko, because Caleb needed to duck out auditorially until we're done with our Kopiko.
What? Dang.
Misophonia.
Well,
which I'd never heard of until now.
I didn't think it was that loud. Gosh darn it.
Well, that's why I ate mine faster, because I was like, get that. Yeah, still enjoyed it, mind you. Logan said that his kid announced the other day he was making up Quoric language. And so Logan got out that signed copy of Create Your Own Secret Language, which is still above his reading level, but will be a good challenge for him. It's exciting.
It's too flat down here. Does everybody see this? It's too flat, and this is too fat. Like, what am I to do? Oh, no. What did I do? Oh, that was the side bearing, wasn't it?
Oh, well, that is unfortunate. Okay. Apparently, Magpie says, yeah, the Kopiko noises are pretty bad sometimes.
How? Like, how do you even hear it?
Hmm. It's the repeated knocking sounds for some people against the teeth. Mm.
Well, if we could just put on music the way I want to.
Then it wouldn't be so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also interesting, do they get worse when we have better microphone situations? Like, for instance, when it was quieter upstairs and everyone had to turn the volume way up, was it worse or better with the volume way up? But
It's too freaking flat. Like, you
yeah, it
see the
is flat.
problem?
It is flat.
This is driving me. This is the worst thing that has ever happened in a font that I've ever worked on in my entire life.
I'm going to say that is false. But I do see that this is a problem. And I believe you're going to fix it.
Mm. By the way, did we ever talk about, I assume Bibleridian is a tea drinker, but does he enjoy coffee and coffee flavoring?
I don't know. Bibleridian. What is your opinion on coffee and coffee flavoring? And Ragdoll's asking if we can get it to go below the line, which you just did.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's not a good solution, but it's a temporary solution. See if we can then, like, yeah, I mean, see, because then that's going to make it about,
Make the curve.
What do we have here?
Jake, yes. I too am a coffee person. And aquamelon, yeah, good cup of coffee while you're working is perfection.
Yeah, that's the good stuff right there. So now, how to get it to the writing line. Woo! Look at that. Bibleridian, no coffee in any manifestation is undesirable. Holy smoke.
Whoa. Is there a way to pull that green dot up? Will that help or will that make it worse with the rest of the loop-de-loop?
It's probably going to make it worse, but that is the first solution.
Okay, now, wait. Can we... No, there's no other dot there to... You know what? That's my solution.
No.
It's just got a boot.
No, we're going to make it actually look good. Teak sounds like a really fancy beverage though. Teaq.
It really does, yeah. And Mateus, yeah, the same way. There are certain loud sounds that I'm like, no. But other than that, yeah, it doesn't even register with me.
I'm gonna actually copy this and leave it.
Oh, Bib only drinks tea in the loosest possible sense.
Really? It's nothing but straight scotch over in the lighthouse.
Have we done... We haven't really done a lot of compound. If we do a noun compound, is that going to get messy with noun classes.
No, you just assign it to something, but presumably the compound is going to happen before the prefixes are added.
And by prefixes, you mean suffixes.
Yeah. Thank you.
And so if we're doing a noun-noun compound, we would want the head noun to go second, yeah? So like if we were making a compound that means something like pine tree, the tree would be second.
This is a head final language? I mean, yes, yeah.
Yeah, it is head final. Double checking.
I have an idea. I think I got married to this part of it too soon. I think that we're going to have a solution here in a minute. And it's going to be making a combining form of this.
Ooh, that was loud. My chair just like totally popped. All right. Ooh, I can get rid of these forms. Okay. Jake, did I write down your forms wrong? They may have been schwas. Because I'm not getting what I was expecting to get. There we go. Yeah, I think they were schwas. I wrote them down as regular E's. But I think how it's going to break down is that yake is going to be tree. And then we can figure out what the modifier means for the dijake to end up meaning pine tree. We may need to like play around with the actual. Ooh, bye, Brian.
Ah, Babe Floridian, you like your tea the way I like my coffee.
Okay, so yeah, I made David a coffee yesterday. That had just over a little shot of espresso. Hoof, hoof. And then it was in a tall glass. And from there was a very, let's just say, bountiful helping of simple syrup. And from there, the rest was filled with milk. And then I put some ice cubes in it to make it extra cool down. And yeah, that made it so he could have it.
I think I've got this. Okay, 713 to 822. That's almost like 100. Let's actually make it 100. Okay. And next, we're going to delete this. And we're just going to fix these things until it looks like a curve. So,
Artifexian is here.
oh.
So we had a weird.
What? What? What are you doing here? You're not allowed to see this.
David's like, no.
Oh my god.
Not while the glyphs are being worked on.
Look, I'm about to like have a nice breakthrough here, but I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Dang.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to my.
How are you gonna go back to anything? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
Listen, I have the fun part, which is just like hanging out right now.
I just need to make this stupid thing look like a stupid curve.
And thank you, Jake, for verifying that I just needed to change those to schwas to get the forms that you wanted.
Okay, so here's the problem. This curve looks good. this point is 111. We want this thing to be 170 at least, because look at the thickness for this thing. We're like 170, like 177.9 is like 180, right? It gets a little bit bigger right here. It can get a little bit smaller right here, but not like that freaking small. Oh, man. How even big is this? Wait, how even big is that? Is that, wait, can you say that? Like, is that a thing you can say in English? How even big is that? Or does that just make no sense?
Well, it makes sense to me.
All right.
And you know that I am the
That thing's 191.
mistress of all things English.
So this thing needs to be at least 191. It's 132 right now. Bum, bum.
Which is going to be class 5. Okay.
See, I can make this a good curve, but I can't make it a good curve and have it be 170. I don't think. I mean, that's pretty good. It's just... Okay, maybe I can do it. It's like 160. That's not terrible. So these need to come up. Wait. That's not straight? How is that not straight? Has that never been straight? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's not straight. It's not straight! Oh jeez. It's off by 1. Off by... Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Also, yeah, it's good to unofficially meet you, Artifexian. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Good sport. And sorry, Caleb. Yeah, I meant to say something, but I guess I should have typed it and not said something.
I'm going to put this at negative 150 just because I like that better. And now we're going to bring it up.
And hello, Dark Horse.
Right there. Oh. Oh, look at that curve. It's terrible. Okay. This is what we're going to have to do. Okay, this is at 191. This needs to get, I mean, this has to be better. Looks like we're looking at like 140 something. This needs to be better. 150. That's a little bit better. Okay. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put some dots right here, maybe some dots right here, and have to delete these nodes and see what happens. I'm going to amputate right here. Okay.
And when you're doing that to try to make it.
Yeah, I'm going to put this where it's even. That's not even. It's right there. It's at -2. I'm going to make it, I'm going to force it to go up 2. And then I'm going to put this at 423 right here. And now I'm going to delete these, and the program with its magic is going to put the curve where it's supposed to be.
Whoa.
Now, this isn't going to look exactly like, it's because this style one. I can't, anyway.
Use your words, David.
It's not going to be the same S, okay? It's not going to be exactly the same S. It's
I
going
don't
to
think
look,
it needs to be.
it's going to look slightly
The
different.
point is, it's supposed to be a recognizable shape that was built on this other one.
So, like, son of a gun, that one actually looks better, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, I like the one you've just done, yes. I'm not saying I like it better than this when it's at its end forms. I'm just saying as you're connecting it to things, it definitely needs to be the one on the left. Well, Aquamelon likes the one on the right.
All right.
Until committee crimes against you. Magpie, I am living that. I love it.
Okay. So we're gonna work with this as a base for right now. We're gonna make this one yellow so that we have a record of it. I'm gonna get rid of this.
Goodbye.
Put that in there. Gonna grab this again.
So much sexier.
And now, just gonna paste. Ah!
Oh my goodness gracious, what just happened?
I hit the page down button again. I'll paste this in there. And this is going to go right there, 813. So it's gonna go right there. We have to delete some things.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to figure out that curve again, actually.
Okay.
So it might do to take, where did I put it? Is that the only one I saved? So help me if that was the only one I saved.
The one up here?
Yeah.
Were you supposed to save another one?
I should have saved the one without that one going that way, so I didn't have to figure out that curve again. Gosh darn it. Look what's going to happen. Actually, that's pretty much, that's pretty
So why don't you just copy that and put it over?
pretty much it. No.
But okay. I'm just saying that could help.
I hope that's the right one. That's the reason I didn't want to copy it. I didn't know if it was actually the right one, but we're going to put it there anyway. It should be in yellow. And but like, you see what I mean? It looks, you can see the heat map there. It looks too squat. Right? Doesn't it look too squat?
This one? Or is it a different one? Sorry, I was...
Wait a minute.
Hello!
That wasn't what I meant to do. Sorry.
You were just...
This is our little mascot, our little friend. Are there really no birds in Zootopia? By the way, I loved Zootopia. Finally, like, there's just a universe where they just have an excuse to do procedurals. Like, let's do more of that. Actually is pretty doggone close. Let's put that at 1363 and see what happens. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I just got an idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so, because I'm taking notes, right, on all of these words that are patron names.
Mm.
Snell. So, oh.
Yeah.
My.
Mm.
Oh my. That is beautiful. Okay. So, Viren, one of the forms that Viren had requested for, patron name was, it essentially comes out as...
This one was like garbage. Yeah.
Batroc.
Mm-hmm.
You get the going. You knew exactly what I said. But we're still going to need a class marker on that, and like that is a really hefty word. to just be a word, right? Especially once we get the class marker, because it's going to be a noun. So, but Viren had said like the meaning could be something like thunder, lightning, storm, something like that.
Okay.
So what if we made one half of it thunder, one half of it lightning, and when you put it together, it means thunderstorm. It's thunder lightning.
Yeah, we've done that before. We did that with Woke with Yushu. It'd be funny if they did the same thing. Wait, the T stays?
Yes, I double checked.
Batroc?
Double checked it.
Batroc. Yeah, batroc. I kind of like it. It's cool.
Okay, cool. So that's how we will get around that, and then I will figure out somebody else. I feel like storms.
It didn't work because the animals, of course, like they were predators and they did eat other animals. That's why it didn't work. But if we can just move past that and say, well, here's a world that works like this, and just do more procedurals, that's what I want.
Would you consider a storm to be warm/abstract or liquid? The storm itself, I would think, could be liquid class. But then thunder and lightning, I would not put in liquid class. I don't know where I would put them.
No, I'd put it as abstract, to be honest.
All three of them? Like thunder will be abstract, lightning abstract, and then storm as thunder, lightning abstract?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Class 9.
Okay, now the schwa to make our O.
The bird was like just outside our window.
Copy both of these, see which one will work. Actually, could see cats treating storms as animate because, you know, they're not their favorite things. Okay, we need to put a dot point there. How did I get that exactly right? That was nice. That was very... Gosh darn it.
Boy, that made me...
Forgot again.
That made me jump today.
Forgot again.
I'm normally
very
more prepared.
Sorry. Let's just... Oh no.
Okay, that means we now have like 3 more words.
This feels like it's gonna work.
Dolly Parton, Tammy Wynette, Dark Horse. Come on now, it's Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. It is a feature of the stream now. It's an island in the stream, if you will. Oh, man.
I think this is going to work. I'm not 100%
oh,
sure.
Oh, no, Bib. Apparently, the awesomeness of Islands in the Stream had something to do with Bibleridian's program crashing. I told
you not to put the mouse in the disk drive. Everybody witnessed it.
Yes, Miles, you are Islands. Oh, hey, Tethys.
Oh, boy. That's not...
Oh, my gosh. Tethys was in our county last week, but couldn't watch live. You were in our county? And you didn't say hey?
Yeah, like...
I'm like, waving my hand now. Come on, Mateus. You know you liked it. Okay. Yes, we are. Well, we're south. We're not really in LA.
Yeah.
But grander area when you think about California as a state. We're closer to being in LA than really any other large city that you would think of, probably.
30.2.
But anyway, our word for storm now, because this is based on Viren, as a whole unit with a class marker, batrojo. Batrojo. That's the whole unit.
Right on. I like it. Okay.
That's one heck of a whew.
It's not great.
Ooh, in Walnut. There's a Walnut, California?
Yeah.
Walnut, California.
There's also a Walnut Creek.
Okay, so different county technically from us, but out by Ramona.
Oh yeah, you weren't even close. That's in San Diego County, isn't it?
This may be, am I in the wrong Walnut? Because Tethys says it's about 40 miles east of LAX. Does that sound right?
No.
Because I was going to say, this is like down, right? Because this is
That's
on the way.
It's way south.
It's like on the way to Julian, yeah?
Yeah.
Was it in the mountains? Oh, Jake, I forgot to announce your full word because I did the class 5 marker. So the word for tree will be yekke. And then the word that, again, we'll kind of play with it, whether we want the diz just to mean pine on its own or whether it's going to mean like needle or something, right? Like a needle tree or whatever. But dijeke will be pine tree. So we can figure out those specifics. And so that'll be, oh yeah, so Tethys, close to Pomona, yeah. So that's a little bit different direction than I was originally thinking, but beautiful area. Oh my God, you're right, Jonathan, that's amazing. I want to make sure we don't actually have needle yet. No, we don't. Okay.
Okay, there we go.
So Jonathan
Getting close.
just made an amazing observation.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I threw out the idea that diz could be the word for needle, and so needle tree could be pine tree.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan was like, well, then if we do that, then needle could be an element of the word for porcupine.
Oh, good, yeah.
Because it's a needle critter.
Yeah. A needle mouse.
A needle mouse! Oh! Okay. Now, obviously, needles belong to hard or rough. Or would you call that tool? No, needle in the sense that I'm thinking needle, because it could be like needle or thorn.
Yeah.
Maybe. That would be hard or rough, not
Yeah.
really tool. Okay, so class 5, and that's off the...
Is this good enough, or should I keep needling with it?
Which you could say tooling with it too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why is it taller?
Don't worry.
Okay,
that's easy.
okay.
That's an easy fix.
I like it except for the tallness.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like there needs to be a point there. I hate to do it, but I feel like there needs to be a point there.
Oh my gosh, the word is disque.
we go.
Needle. Oh, this is perfect. Okay.
That's better.
Oh, okay. People are making some good points here. The porcupines feel a little bit too big for a needle mouse. Needle dog, needle rabbit. Jonathan says that they're significantly larger than cats. Porcupines are? I thought they were like the size of an opossum.
Depends what type of cat. But
Hedgehog.
needle opossum or needle rabbit would work. Needle mouse sounds cuter in English because of how those words are formed, but there's no reason it needs to. Ours. Okay.
Caleb's roommate has like Caleb's contact info stored as Iro, as an Uncle Iro.
Oh.
I love it. Maybe a caterpillar, like a warm fuzzy. Oh my God. They weigh around 20 pounds and are 2 to 3 feet in length. I have apparently never been around porcupines except on movies. They are much larger than I thought. So yeah, maybe a needle rabbit, but rabbit itself, I believe, is actually not a compound, but it's based on a verb form, and so it wouldn't make as much sense. Okay, we'll have to play around with that. Oh, Bib says there was a porcupine at the zoo he used to work at, and that the porcupine was a lot bigger than a cat.
Bibleridian worked at a zoo.
I mean.
Oh my God. First Artifexian, now this.
This is amazing.
By the way, I assume that it's actually pronounced Artifexian, right?
You sure you weren't misreading it as Artifexin? Since you know Bibleridon. No, Bibleridon. Bibleridon.
Obviously.
Is how he used to think it was.
You know I hate this, right? And I'm going to try to change it, right?
Which one?
This one.
I know you hate it, yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Viren says they're similar in size to Maine Coons. Wow. Nice, Mateus.
Art of Texan. Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Art of Texan's Con Lang and World Building channel.
You'd only have armadillos.
Today we're going to talk about jackalopes.
Real or lore?
Oh.
Tethys, where did you find this fascinating? Oh my gosh. Okay, porcupines fall out of trees fairly often because they're highly tempted by the succulent buds and tender twigs at the ends of the branches. So they possess antibiotics in their skin, which may help prevent infection when they fall out of a tree and get stuck with their own quills upon hitting the ground.
Ooh.
I mean, really, Jonathan, right? Like, oh, poor, like, want to give the porcupine a hug without getting quilled, but, whew. An Artifexian has responded, no velar fricative, but there can be if you want it enough. You just need to believe, David. Wow. Tethys, it's true in my mind now. That's, wow.
Okay, we're going to delete these. I think.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
What are
we're
you
going to
deleting?
delete those. Why were they even there in the first place? And delete them on the end, too.
Well, gosh, David. Oh, good question. Why were they there? We must have been doing something.
Yeah,
I bet there was a reason.
better.
And I like how we say we as if I actually help you with the fonts. Okay, so Bibluridian, are the tree porcupines technically different from ground porcupines, or are they just like more tree climbing? That is so fascinating.
This suddenly turned into a...
Oh, Needle Mouse could still work for Hedgehog.
It's true. I was wondering if this had, turned into a culinary show talking about ground porcupine.
Mateus, you better call him out on that one. Because you called me out on my cheesy pun in the best way possible, of course. But that was just bad. And this, everyone comment on how horrible this is, please.
I know. I'm fixing it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, tree porcupine would be the variety I would speak. That is correct.
It's too long.
Oh, there aren't any living North American hedgehogs, so never mind, that wouldn't necessarily. Okay, fair enough, Mateus. Oh, okay. Okay, so these tree porcupines have actually evolved to live in trees with prehensile tails and everything. I am just, like you think you know a little bit about the world of animals, and then you just find out these kinds of facts, and it's so mind blowing. There's so many animals out there.
I'm going to delete this. Don't worry, we're gonna get back there, but essentially this needs to shorten up since it's basically a diacritic.
Yeah. And so actually that's a really good question, Ragdoll. You're right, Mateus. Knowing things is so 2022, and I'm ready for 2023. I loved that, by the way. That was perfect on Discord. Because Ragdoll asked, can you make up what animals you want for the game, or does it all have to be real and factual? And I think that's a really great question. It's all real and factual, but like it could be an interesting potential future experiment to have a fantasy expansion pack.
I wouldn't feel I would feel out of my depth if I were trying to do that. That is to create new animals.
That's when we have the bib crossover.
Yeah, that'd be something that Bibluridian could do.
Oh my god, biblang time. Biblang.
That's terrible. Oh God.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, Biblarang time is better.
Oh, biblarang. Oh, that is fun.
LangTime Biblio.
No.
Studio Bibli.
Langridian?
Studio Bibli.
I think that's a little close to copyright infringement. No, that's great, Ragdoll. Thank you. I feel like people understand where I was going with the bubbling.
It's too short.
They do like your studio bibli, though.
Thank you.
But yeah, Ragdoll, that's really fun that you're creating fictional animals for your Ragdoll Town. I got all my plosive mixed up.
No, in the town, that's when they have a ragdoll down. 311 and 364. Okay, it's somewhere between 311 and 364. I'm actually gonna... Okay. So I'm going to need a point here between 311 and 364. No, not like that. Let's
see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness, I did not realize what time it was.
Oh, I knew. I just knew that I was on this, so it's like,
No way, Magpie, are you for real? Palm trees are actually a grass? No. No.
great. Next, we're going to learn that hedgehogs are actually a fruit.
Did you like my Instagram? You didn't see my Instagram post.
I didn't?
I don't think so.
Oh, no.
But I made a little joke based on how you classify certain things.
Me?
I did.
Nobody can make fun of me.
I didn't make fun of you. I made a joke based on how, like, a person can classify things.
Oh, it was a generic you. I see.
Gosh. Gosh, David, I never make fun of you.
That's right. So I'm unmake funnable of.
Ofable. Unmake fun ofable.
Let's see.
Okay,
What's this line right there? What's that line right there? What's it at?
4, comma 0.
No, it's not.
I'm trying to see where you're pointing. I'm sorry.
Right there.
700?
No.
Well, our scoreboard is all wrong. Oh, it's the highlighted point is what the scoreboard is. Except when you apparently highlight something else.
It's at 200. 200. Okay, we're going to put a dot at 200. Oh, man. I would absolutely love to watch an entire video, like a 2-hour-long video of Bibleridian putting together a Christmas train village. I think that would be cool.
That would be cool. But you know what else is fun?
Yeah.
That I forgot to tell you about before I got off of our homepage on YouTube?
Yeah.
There was a video on there of an adopted beaver who builds a Christmas dam. Like, they bring all the little Christmas toys that they had in the office, and they built a little dam out of them. And I was going to point that out to you, and then we needed to start streaming because someone was a little bit late sitting down.
Just a tiny bit, just a tiny bit. Okay, here we go. We're going to move this.
Jonathan, nothing has ever gone wrong with introducing non-native wildlife to other places. And so I think we should bring the hedgehogs back. Surely they were here at one point.
Anybody ever see this cane toad documentary that they had?
The what?
A cane toad documentary about the cane toads in Australia.
Oh my gosh, I have not seen the documentary, but I have read about it and like the crisis points.
There was a song. Cane toads come.
Man.
It reminded me a little of the Grateful Dead.
I'm gonna sneeze. Oh goodness. Thank you.
Mail. Oh man, we could make it a feature of LangTime. It's mail time. Let's see who sent us mail.
There are some interesting things happening here.
Where?
As you like play around.
Oh yeah, I know. It's
It's
kind of a disaster, isn't it?
Some things I would not have predicted by deleting other things. Well, that's the best that I've seen, I think.
It's okay, but it's like serviceable, but it's not great. I mean, I really want to delete that, but that's not. You can't do that.
That's right, Caleb. It knocked the mail right through the mail slot. It's funny how sneezes can be so strong.
It's like, I'll try to move this.
Is that true, Magpie? Oh, Miles did think the rattling was caused by my sneeze.
Huh.
Wow. No, David sneezes. Yes, I would believe it. Mine are only about a fourth as powerful as his.
Darn it.
Magpie said that in the 1940s, they needed to relocate a bunch of beavers, so they made special little beaver parachute boxes and dropped them from airplanes.
Oh my god. That's
really?
And everybody's seen the salmon cannon, I imagine, yeah. If you haven't seen the salmon cannon, definitely look it up.
Well, Miles, where's the rest of your sneeze then? If you only go ah when you sneeze, gotta have a chew. David's too busy looking at this.
I appreciate it. I definitely do.
Oh my.
No, I know. Don't worry. I mean, I always know. I think I'm gonna have to put some nodes right here where I know it still looks good, and then delete these.
I yelled that sneeze out. That's great.
Let's
all right.
see how that's getting closer.
It's getting better. So here's the thing. I
Yeah.
know that you're probably gonna want to like keep going until you're done here.
Yep.
I'm gonna want to stop here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Not just because the stream is over, but because I would like to return my phone call. And then I need to get on, working on that crock pot dish.
So interested about this phone call. It's more important than LangTime Studio.
It's so I can watch Kay open her birthday gift, which just arrived in the mail today.
That is more important. I'm gonna try one thing here.
Oh no, Miles. It's not that it's more important, everyone. It's just that technically our streaming time is over.
It is.
And there are...
It's not that bad.
That's not that bad, no.
It's not that bad.
I wish we could make it smoothly come closer a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Like, could we play with that bump to make it not so bad? Because I like the size of that better, but like...
Yeah, let's just bring it to there at least so it makes sense. And now, yeah, we'll...
play with that.
And so what we got to do is take it where it's still good, which is right there, and see what happens when we delete. Oh God, that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Looks like a topographical map.
Ugh.
Silvertail is asking if you can make the right side of the bottom curve higher, like where they connect. Maybe.
Oh, you mean... Oh boy.
Oh!
Very, very, very sorry. Right side of the bottom curve? What does that mean?
The right side of the bottom curve. Yes. I think, like, there maybe?
Like, what, like this?
Maybe, yeah.
Really? Well, that actually doesn't look too bad. You can see the little heat map there. It thinks basically what that means is this is what it's going to feel like when you look at it, and so it's going to feel like there's a bump there, and you can see that it's kind of reflected. But I mean, it's not a nightmare.
It's not a nightmare, but like I feel like
that's a nightmare.
Yeah,
that's a nightmare. So then
we could maybe. Yeah. So here's what I'm going to suggest.
Yeah.
David's drawing out images here. Wait, like a bit further right than the bottom of the S is where I'm talking about. A bit further right from the bottom of the S, like maybe right there.
I mean, yeah, that's what we're trying to fix.
Yeah. But anyway, what I was going to suggest is, do you want to keep working on this live and just let people stay as long as they want? Or do you want to say, we'll wrap up now, you'll keep working on it, and then you can do a big reveal on, like Discord when you get the image right?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. And you can stay right here and work on it. I won't kick you off my computer.
Wow, that's very generous of you.
I am very generous. But okay, so David's going to keep working on this. We'll also figure out a patron poll. We're getting closer. Things are starting to get closer and wrapping up. And yeah, in the meantime, we hope you all have a good week. Stay grammar. And patrons, look for a reveal.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I can get back.
Be on the lookout for a reveal of when David finally gets the glyph to a shape that I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, I just had an idea.
Don't judge me.
I just had an idea.
You'll get a reveal of when David's actually happy with the shape, and you'll see what it is. We hope you all have a wonderful week, and yeah, stay grammar. You want to say bye real quick?
Bye, everybody.
Oh my god, that was too funny.